Notice the width of the shoulder surface here in my design and in the model we are building. You see how right here it's a lot shorter, so we need to move this point inwards. So that's what we'll do first. So I'm just checking if we have history active on all of our surfaces. And we do, so that is a good start. And then I'm aligning all of the curves with G0 that are touching that point. Then this one, I'm actually using G1 right here, and as you can see right there my surface didn't update, and the reason for that is that this curve right here doesn't have positional continuity to projected curve, so you need to fix that, and you need to do the same on the other side. And then once you do that, your hood surface will be updated. So there it is. So as you can see, this surface now has updated. So I'll turn the points on of these two curves, and I'll center the pivot between these two CVs and scale them towards each other. Somewhere about there, like that. So that's the advantage of this modeling system. Everything will update really quickly, you don't have to spend ages rebuilding everything. But I don't like what it looks like in F9, so I'm going to also edit this curve. So if I put the points on, I can select the opposite CVs and then center pivot and scale them closer until we achieve something that we like. And then again select CVs, center pivot, scale down like that, and then we get closer to the blueprint. So I'm just doing the final touches. Yeah, that's not too bad, it's looking nice. So I'll go with that. So there's our side surfaces, and I'm going to actually offset one of them, and I'm looking for the right distance here, so I'm using offset tool to offset that surface, and I'm going to use 50 mil. And I will lose the history on this surface because I'm going to change the shape of it so that we can use it, so that we can use the bottom edge of this surface as a top edge of the shoulder surface. So I'm using explicit, I'm using extend now, and I'm extending the corners and moving it backwards a bit. I want to hit this point right there, so yep. Notice that I'm not changing the shape of the surface. I'm not changing the position of CVs. I'm only extending it, so that doesn't change the curvature of the surface. And now I'm created new curve, and I move this last point beneath the bonnet so that it can intersect with the surface we'll build later on, and on the other side it is aligned with G1 to our side glass surface. So there it is. Then we'll create generation curves for a pillar. Again, we'll make sure that we have positional continuity, and then we'll build another 3 curves right here, and you want to snap it to the edge of the side glass that we've just built. So there they are. We'll change the degree to 2, and again do our alignment and shaping until we create something that we like. So these will be used as input for a pillar roof blend, and also they'll be used for trimming of this side glass surface. Okay, so I'm just playing around with the shape of it. getting something that I like. Okay, so now I put the points on and select all the CVs and snap them to the grid and move them to the center. And that way I planerized all of those curves, and I'll make the blueprint a bit more transparent so that you can see it better. Right. So there's our side glass surface, and now we can project onto these surfaces the curves that we've just built. And we also want to connect these curves with the surfaces, with the center surfaces. So these three curves are going to be generation curves for the roof blend and A-pillar. So I'm using XYZ option in Move CV to give those curves a bit more crown, and then I planerize them with planerize tool, and then I'm using NUV to get the right shape. You can't just use NUV right away, it wouldn't work, so that's why I'm using XYZ, and then I planerize it, and then I use NUV option. So there we have it. Okay, we can build next curve. So this will be generation curve for the shoulder of a car, and also here for the headlight. So again, I turn CVs on, and I'm aligning this one with tangency, but now I'm moving that middle point in Y, so I didn't keep that tangency. I removed that history right away. I deleted the history, and now I'm adding a bit more crown to shoulder surfaces as well, and I'm planerizing them, so I'm into the curves. So I'm aligning it with position so that everything will update. And now you can build your rail surface. Make sure that it's degree 2 by 2, and then another surface right here. And here I'm going to use tangency, but if you're not getting tangency, if you're getting too many spans or something, you can use explicit control. And if you're still not getting tangency, then, well, here is the reason why. You see that this curve is a problem, because hulls are not evenly distributed across the seam. So here on the shoulder surface they are nicely distributed, but right here it's stretched a bit too forward, so if we move this point backward a bit, we get tangency right there. So if I put the zebra stripes on, you'll be able to see it better. Like you can see now what we've achieved. And also if you want, you can move this front CV just to play around with the shape of it and see what kind of effect you want to build.